You know, if you're a leader, you have absolutely seen this happen. A coaching style that gets one person on your team fired up totally shuts down another. So what gives? Well, it's because great leadership isn't about having one perfect style. It's about adapting your approach to the unique DNA of each person you're leading. So let's break down exactly how to do that.
So here's our game plan. We're going to start by digging into the coaching mismatch that holds so many teams back. Then we'll introduce the 3 core personality types you're going to see. After that, we'll build a specific playbook for coaching each one: competitors, equalizers, and technicians. And then we'll tie it all together into a framework you can literally start using tomorrow.
Let me just start with a really direct question for you. Think about it for a second. Do you coach everyone on your team the exact same way? If you're like most leaders, you probably have a go-to style, right? And that one-size-fits-all approach, well, it could be the very thing holding your team back from greatness.
In this quote, it really puts the problem in a nutshell. What you think is a motivational speech for a competitor might completely overwhelm a technician. And that team project that gets an equalizer excited, it might just bore a competitor to tears. That mismatch is where we lose so much potential. To fix it, we need a better framework. And that framework is what we call AdvisorDNA. Honestly, you should think of it as a secret playbook. It helps you decode the people on your team so you can tailor your coaching for maximum, and I mean maximum impact. Let's take a look at what it's all about. Okay, so at its heart, AdvisorDNA breaks folks down into 3 main personalities. First, you've got the results-driven competitor. They're all about winning, period. Then there's the balanced equalizer, who's always trying to juggle great service with great results. And finally, you have the process-driven technician, who really just thrives on having a clear, structured system. Let's dive into how to coach each one. First up, the competitor. Come on, you know who these people are. They're your high achievers, the ones who live for the thrill of the win. Coaching them isn't really about managing them, it's about pouring gasoline on the fire that's already burning inside them. And when you look at these traits, a clear picture starts to form, right? Competitors are super adaptable and laser focused on results, so they're always hunting for a new edge. But they're also fiercely autonomous, and yeah, they can be challenging. That means they want freedom, and they will definitely push back if they don't see how your idea helps them win. So how in the world do you coach someone like that effectively? Well, it really boils down to 2 things. First, you have to frame everything around winning. Show them exactly how this new skill or strategy is going to help them crush the competition. And second, give them autonomy. Let them own their process, but keep them accountable with quick, results-focused check-ins. If you want to speak a competitor's language, this is it. Use a prompt just like this. It's direct, it's focused on a short-term measurable outcome, and it puts the ball right back in their court. This is the kind of stuff that gets them fired up. All right, next up, let's talk about the equalizer. Now, these individuals, they're kind of the harmony keepers on your team. They are fantastic at balancing amazing client service with solid business results, but funnily enough, their greatest strength can also be their biggest challenge. Equalizers are naturally fluid and tolerant, which makes them awesome collaborators. They really value their independence, but they're also true team players. So what's the catch? Well, their desire to balance everything can sometimes lead them to overserve clients, and that can come at the expense of their own business goals. To coach an equalizer, you need to focus on providing structure. Because they're so fluid, they can sometimes be inconsistent, so you gotta help them commit to a solid weekly routine. And at the same time, set goals that specifically protect both their service and their sales activities. They really need your help to keep that balance in check. This question is just perfect for an equalizer. Why? Because it validates both sides of their nature. It shows them you get their internal tug of war and that you're there to help them find a solution that honors their clients and their need to produce. It's a win-win. And finally, we've got the technician. These are your methodical, process-loving team members who thrive on clarity and stability. For them, success is built one step at a time, and your job as a coach is to provide them with a perfect blueprint. Technicians are your system followers. They're deeply service-driven and love to collaborate. Their agreeable nature makes them fantastic team players. But, and this is a big but, it also means they tend to avoid conflict like the plague, which, can be a huge hurdle in a sales role. To really unlock a technician's potential, there are 2 crucial things you need to do. First, give them crystal clear systems. I'm talking a step-by-step process for literally everything. Second, because they hate conflict, you have to actively build their confidence.
The best way to do this is by role-playing those tough conversations and handling objections together. A prompt like this is incredibly powerful for a technician. It's supportive, not confrontational. See the difference? It turns something that causes them a ton of anxiety into a collaborative practice session. You're creating a safe space for them to build the assertiveness they need to really succeed.
Okay, so we've looked at each personality type one by one. Now let's pull it all together into one unified framework that you can use as your go-to leadership playbook.
This slide here really brings it all home. Your competitors, they need challenge and are motivated by quick wins. Your equalizers, they need structure but also flexibility and are motivated by balanced goals. And your technicians, they need clear processes and are motivated by supportive, collaborative conversations. Seriously, think of this as your leadership cheat sheet.
And I want you to remember this. Personalized coaching isn't just some nice-to-have management trend. It is the absolute difference between a team that just gets by and a team where every single person feels empowered to reach their highest potential. And that just leaves us with one final question to think about. As you've been listening, you've probably been slotting people in your team into these categories. But what about you? Which type are you? Because understanding your own advisor DNA, well, that's the real first step to becoming the kind of adaptive leader your team truly needs.